Thank you. Hola, feliz Día de la Revolución Mexicana. Today is Mexican Revolution Day, an actual holiday in Mexico, guys. Unlike Cinco de Mayo, I'm not even gonna get there, but I mean, you can still drink though today. So let's celebrate Mexican Revolution Day after the TED Talk. But I'm not here to talk to you about Mexican holidays. I'm here to talk to you about how I, an immigrant from Mexico, who came to this country at 17, pregnant, and without knowing any English, became an award-winning journalist in both Spanish and English news. And how, when we women believe in each other, can create positive outcomes. And sometimes with a simple act of kindness, we can change someone's life without us even trying. But in order for you to understand my journey, I must take you back to my childhood. I was born and raised in Caborca, Sonora, Mexico. Yay! But grew up in both Caborca and a small town called Pitiquito. This is about 6 hours away from Phoenix. If you look it up in the map, it's there, I promise. Just a tiny, tiny dot, but it's there. You know, growing up there was really tough. We were really poor. My dad, he basically built our first home with no experience at all. And this is before YouTube. He basically put just wood and sheetrock, and then he put it together without any insulation. So it was really cold in the winter. But you know, that was my dad. But that was our first home, and we had a lot of good memories there. We were really poor that I remember the first time I saw a bathroom with tile, I didn't want to leave the room. I was 5 years of age. And at that age, you know, you're so little that it looks so shiny and it looks so expensive. But growing up poor taught me a lot. My dad, he was an immigrant from Guatemala living undocumented in Mexico. In Mexico. Like, who does that? Still, he was able to always provide the basic needs for his family, to his 4 children, and even to pay for my mother's education. My mom was a nursing school student who later became a lawyer. She has 2 careers. She's amazing. I had everything. I come from a hardworking family. I had healthy siblings. I had everything. And being the daughter of an immigrant, I had a lot of pressure on me. You know, I was the oldest daughter, the smart student, the overachiever. So when I got pregnant at 17 in my senior year of high school, I couldn't face them. I ran away right after graduation with my abusive boyfriend to the US. Lompoc, California. My new life started here. This is where my daughter, Andrea, who's here, she was born there. She's gonna be 18 next week, actually. I love you, Mama, and I'm so proud of you. Our new life started in the US, and I remember this street pretty clearly. But I was away from my family. I was still with my abusive boyfriend, who was still abusing me even while pregnant. I had no money. I felt voiceless, trapped, away from my family, alone in a country I did not know, and pregnant. Even though I had a boyfriend to rely on, I was on my own most of the times. But I'm smart. So I quickly learned about this place called the Pantry. It's basically the food bank there in Lompoc. And I also learned how grocery carts are basically free for you to take anywhere. It was like my Uber, but free, so it was even better. I used to take a grocery cart across Lompoc every morning to go get my food. And in order to get the best stuff, you needed to arrive there super early. So you see, Lompoc is a tiny town and super quiet. So you would see me and hear me super early in the morning with my grocery cart, pushing it at 6 a.m., probably waking up everyone. You know, I never bought maternity clothes. I don't know what that feels like. I couldn't afford it. I also couldn't afford buying clothes for my unborn daughter. I don't remember, but somehow I crossed paths with probably the only Colombian in town, and she spoke perfect Spanish. She told me about this place where she volunteered at, and where they could help me with my daughter, helping me with donated clothes for her. I didn't ask her for help, yet she was lending me a hand, an act of kindness that changed my life, my daughter's life. I can spend hours talking to you about Lompoc. It's a beautiful town. And I saw you guys like wine. They have great wine over there, too. But I'm going to save those memories for my book. Once Andrea was born, I left to Phoenix, Arizona. My parents convinced me to move here closer to my uncles. And thank God I listened. Once here, I left my boyfriend out of my life and my daughter's life, and then started a new journey as a single mom in the US. I remember having 3 jobs. I learned quickly the basic English conversations to land my first job. Hi, welcome to Pueblo Mexican food. How can I help you? Yes, I was a waitress. But I even landed a job as a supervisor for a call center and data entry place, answering phone calls in English without knowing English. And I was a supervisor. I don't know how that happened, but hey, they were paying really good. So fake it until you make it. I was even a bartender. But if you ask me right now to make you a drink, it's gonna be disgusting. So that job didn't last long. But hey, I was hustling. I needed to pay for my daughter's childcare, bills, rent, car payment, I mean, you name it. It wasn't easy. I was so fortunate, though, to have my best friend as a roommate, Liliana. She was my rock. Again, another woman in my life making a difference without her even knowing. My supervisor job soon became the only job I needed. But then I learned about this program where Andrea could be in preschool for free. But in order for her to get in the program, she needed to get a physical. I mean, I was a new mom. I didn't know a physical. She was 3. Who gets a physical at 3 years of age? I have always been super overprotective. And I always thought, Andrea, how no one should ever touch your private parts. So when the doctor tried to check, even with me in the room, Andrea went crazy and refused to allow the doctor to even get close to her. So they reported us to CPS, now called the Department of Children's Services. I remember being in that room, afraid. I swear, I thought they were going to take my baby away from me. And I couldn't understand why. I'm a good mom. And I couldn't explain to them why Andrea was acting the way she was acting because my English was broken. I felt helpless. Soon, a nice lady, a social worker, started visiting us randomly. She was so nice. And I wish I would remember her name because this was during the time where, 15 years ago, we had an overload, even more overload of cases here in the state. And a lot of social workers ended up quitting their jobs. But this lady, she was special. When she realized how young I was and that I spoke a little bit of English, she asked me about college. She said, there's nothing wrong here. You and your daughter have a normal family. I'm so sorry that you have to be, that they put you through this. But what about school? Why don't you continue school? And when she mentioned college, I was like, I can't go to college. I don't speak English. I have a child. I'm a single mom. I'm from Mexico. I can't. She then offered me free childcare services for free until Andrea was 6. And I said, ma'am, I'm from Mexico. Hello. And she's like, no questions asked. Your immigration status, we don't care. This is for your daughter, a US citizen. But in exchange, she asked me to enroll in college, which I did. Because I'm a woman of my word. And you have no idea how much I wish I knew her name. So she can see me now. So she can see that I graduated with a bachelor's degree in journalism from one of the best journalism schools in the country. That I graduated magna cum laude. That I speak English. That I'm a US citizen. That I have won 9 Emmys so far and a national award. And that the kid she helped 15 years ago, that kid is graduating from high school next year with an associate's degree and will go to college. That I'm here today, standing in front of all of you, talking about her, thanking her in a TED Talk. A TED Talk. She didn't have to do what she did. She could have just said, I'm sorry, apologize, it's a mistake, and go on. But she went beyond that, and she changed our lives. And I always say, I know life is not easy. For anybody, really, I get that. But when you're an immigrant, it's really hard. Not everyone has the help I had. Not everyone can learn English quickly. So please, do not discriminate when you hear someone with broken English or with an accent. Instead, listen to them. Try to learn about their journey. A voice coach once said, our life experience is reflected in our voices. Love our differences. Embrace us. We're better, I'm better because of people like you. All of you willing to learn from others. So I encourage you to help other women. There are way too many Lilianas out there. Help them to see that there's more, to believe in themselves. The social worker, she didn't do the work for me. She didn't study tirelessly or did my homework while raising a child. But she did help me find the tenacity in me with the simple, tiny push. So to you, social worker, whatever you are, thank you. This TED Talk is dedicated to you. I hope I'm making you proud. And remember, the next time you help someone, even if it's the tiniest act of kindness, who knows? You may be helping someone like me, someone who didn't even know doors existed. Gracias. Thank you.